I call this May 14th workshop meeting of the Borough Council to order. Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilwoman Clark.
Here.
Councilwoman Drebage.
Here.
Councilwoman Hayes.
Present.
Council President Park.
Here.
Councilwoman Sedgwick.
Here.
And Councilwoman Smith.
Here.
Miss Mayor, there are 6 present.
Will the clerk please read the meeting statement?
Let the minutes reflect that adequate notice of the holding of this regular business meeting of the Borough Council was provided by the adoption of a resolution and the posting, filing, and forwarding of a copy of the same to the official borough newspapers, Home, News Tribune, and Star Ledger Publishing Companies on February 20th, 2018. Public participation in this meeting will be permitted during the public hearings and after the agenda of scheduled matters has been completed.
Next on the agenda, we have rain barrels.
Ms. Mayor, I added to this agenda. Speaking to the members of the Environmental Commission and Green Team, based upon interest from residents, we would like to pursue a rain barrel project. Tonight, we are just doing some outreach for feedback, and this will be a nominal cost to the resident. Please email dkerber@milltownborough.com or any member of the Green Team or Environmental Commission if you are interested. Handouts are available.
Next on the agenda, we have Street Smart campaign.
Ms. Mayor, I added to this agenda. Thank you all who attended the Street Smart campaign kickoff on May 10, 2018 at 1 p.m. This is a collaborative effort for pedestrian safety at 2 intersections, Church in North Main and Ford in North Main. Thank you to the students and advisors who helped with placing signs and posters at our local businesses. Everyone has a role to play in this effort.
Next on the agenda are items for discussion. Tonight, we will hear from the Borough Engineer, Ms. Paige Stryshak, on miscellaneous engineering items.
The following projects are presently underway or are being considered in the Borough of Milltown. Department of Public Works Complex and Firehouse. The Department of Public Works Complex and Firehouse have been designed and awarded to McConley Construction Company, Incorporated. The project generally consists of construction of a new Department of Public Works facility and a new firehouse. Construction is anticipated to commence in the near future. Wilson Avenue improvements. Phase 1 of the Wilson Avenue improvements have been constructed. The project generally consisted of the milling and resurfacing of Wilson Avenue from Washington Avenue to Howard Street, the milling and resurfacing of Howard Street from Wilson Avenue to the southwestern terminus, the installation of the storm sewer system, improvements and the other related work. Phases 2 and 3 of the project are being designed and include milling and resurfacing of the remainder of Wilson Avenue and the installation of storm sewer improvements. Water tank rehab. The water tank rehab project generally includes of the recoating of the interior and exterior of the borough's existing 7,500,000 gallon elevated water storage tank, required maintenance, rehab of tank access facilities and appurtenances. The design of the water tank improvements have been completed, and we are awaiting the final approval from NJDEP to advertise this project for bid.
Next, we have audience comment. I will open the floor to public comment. The public comment portion of our meeting is to allow the public to bring to the council's attention their concerns or comments. The council will respect the public's time by refraining any comment until the speaker has finished. It should be further noted that public comment portion of our meeting is not structured as question and answer session. If a member of the public has a questions they seek answers to, an appointment can be made with the appropriate office during regular business hours or with a member of council during their allotted office or meeting hours. This portion of public comment is limited to those items on the workshop agenda. Please state your name and address for the record when you come up to the microphone. Seeing none, I will close the public comment. The scheduled matters have been addressed. What is the council's pleasure?
I motion to adjourn.
I second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? So moved. We will take a 10-minute recess and then return for the public business meeting.
I know.
The May 14th meeting of the Milltown Borough Council will now come to order. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Councilwoman Clark.
Here.
Councilwoman Drebage.
Here.
Councilwoman Hayes.
Present.
Council President Park.
Here.
Councilwoman Sedgwick.
Here.
And Councilwoman Smith.
Here.
Miss Mayor, there are 6 present.
Will the clerk please read the meeting statement?
Let the minutes reflect that adequate notice of the holding of this regular business meeting of the Borough Council was provided by the adoption of a resolution and the posting, filing, and forwarding of a copy of the same to the official borough newspapers, Home News Tribune, and Star Ledger Publishing Companies on February 20th, 2018. Public participation in this meeting will be permitted during public hearings and after the agenda of scheduled matters has been completed.
Would everyone please stand for a moment of silence, which will be followed by the salute to the flag of our country. I will now open to the public for comments on the resolutions and bills and claims. If anyone in the audience has anything they wish to say about the listed resolutions or bills and claims, please step to the microphone and give your name and address for the record. Seeing none, I will close public comment. Next on the agenda, we have bills and claims. Will the clerk please read the resolution by title?
Authorizing the payment of bills, claims, and statements against the Borough of Milltown in the total of $5,516,535.06.
Council, what is your pleasure?
I make a motion to approve this resolution.
I second. I have a motion by Councilwoman Sedgwick and a second by Councilwoman Clark. Is there any discussion by council? Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Councilwoman Clark.
Aye.
Councilwoman Drebage.
Aye.
Councilwoman Hayes. Aye. Council President Park.
Aye.
Councilwoman Sedgwick.
Aye.
And Councilwoman Smith.
Aye.
Miss Mayor, there are 6 ayes.
Next on the agenda, we have reports of standing committees and an introduction of resolutions. A consent agenda has been prepared to cover the resolutions listed on the agenda. If any member of the council wants any resolution acted upon individually, please state the resolution number for consideration. There being no requests, clerk, please read the consent agenda resolution.
Whereas pursuant to the rules of council, the council may establish a consent agenda for any regular or special meeting. And whereas the borough clerk has posted a consent agenda for this meeting. Now therefore be it resolved by the mayor and borough council of the Borough of Milltown, County of Middlesex, State of New Jersey, that the consent agenda previously prepared by the borough clerk be approved without the necessity of having the individual resolutions read by the borough clerk.
Council, what is your pleasure?
I make a motion to approve this resolution.
I second.
I have a motion by Councilwoman Sedgwick and a second by Council President Park. Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Councilwoman Clark.
Aye.
Councilwoman Drebage.
Aye.
Councilwoman Hayes.
Aye.
Council President Park.
Aye.
Councilwoman Sedgwick.
Aye.
And Councilwoman Smith.
Aye.
Miss Mayor, there are 6 ayes.
Next, we have a report from Council President Park.
The Department of Code Enforcement continues to receive the annual rental registration renewals for 2018. To date, a total of 85 registrations have been received with a total of $10,000 received. A second round of renewal notices and late notices will be issued by the end of May for any delinquent property owners. With the onset of more seasonable weather, several notices of violation have already been issued to property owners for unkept properties and high grass. As a reminder, borough ordinance requires that yard areas be kept neat and clean and lawns trimmed on a regular basis. The Office of Emergency Management is very proud to announce that our emergency services exercise held on April 7, 2018 was a success. My many thanks to all of our emergency responders, scout troops, and volunteers for their efforts and assistance. I am also pleased to announce that the Milltown Rescue Squad has very generously donated a GMC Top Kick utility body truck to the Office of Emergency Management, which will assist us in our response efforts during emergency situations. Another noteworthy event occurred earlier this evening with the long-awaited groundbreaking for the new Public Works Utilities Complex and Firehouse. We are very excited to have this new complex construction begin, as we have dedicated operational space in the complex for emergency management operations as well. My many thanks to the Mayor, Eric Stieber, and Borough Council for moving forward with this sorely needed project.
Next, we have a report from Councilwoman Drebage.
Thank you, Mayor Redondo Lynch. For the Milltown Fire Department month-end report for April 2018. Total number of fire calls month to date, 10. Total number training details month to date, 3. Total number work details month to date, 5. Total number meeting details month to date, 2. Total number miscellaneous details month to date, 2. Total incidents month to date, 22. On April 7th, the fire department participated in the town-wide OEM drill at Parkview School. Several members are cross-training with the rescue squad on extrication. Engine 72 and ladder 73 both had their annual preventative maintenance performed. Between April 4th, 2018 and May 10th, 2018, police have answered 2,029 calls for service. This number includes but is not limited to 911 and medical calls, traffic incidents, community outreach, walk-in reports, and public contacts. Police conducted a total of 733 motor vehicle stops, which included special traffic details including cell phone, crosswalk, and seatbelt violations. 114 radar and other traffic enforcement details were conducted in various locations during this time period. Police responded to 24 motor vehicle accidents and made 29 arrests, which included shoplifting, drugs, DWI, and warrant arrests. Milltown Police have begun Operation Blue Angel, and we thank the mayor, council, and residents for their support and cooperation. Milltown Police Department's officers continue to maintain all mandated training requirements, and we continue to train and practice the highest standards in law enforcement. Police will continue strict enforcement of traffic laws, including speeding, cell phone use, and pedestrian and crosswalks. Police would like to remind motorists that with warming weather comes more pedestrians. Please drive safely. The Milltown Police Department encourage residents to remain vigilant by calling or reporting any suspicious activity and traffic concerns to the Milltown Police Department at 732-828-1100. Milltown Police Department is currently accepting applications for part-time public safety telecommunicators and crossing guards. Information is available through the police department and is posted within Borough Hall. That concludes my report, Mayor.
Next, we have a report from Councilwoman Smith.
Utility Department Council Report. For the month of April, the Utility Department had the following work: 49 daily station checks, 30 substation checks, 71 utility markouts, water samples. Disinfectant residual testing was performed on April 4th, April 11th, and April 18th. All testing was found to be within acceptable parameters. Lead and copper sampling was performed the first week of April. The 90th percentile value for our water system fell below the lead action of 15 parts per billion. Good news. The line clearance was performed in house on the south side of Borough. 7 street lights were repaired. Various electric meters were replaced. A prototype LED streetlight was installed at Gloria Bradford Park. LED security lighting was installed at the water tower in the Little League field. Work continued on replacing broken or decayed utility poles throughout the borough. Water Department. Numerous broken water meters were replaced throughout the borough. Curb stops were located for various customers. Bi-yearly generator inspections and maintenance were performed by Genserve Inc. at Church Street Pumping Station, Municipal Building, Elkins Lane Pumping Station, the firehouses, and our portable diesel unit. A monthly water tower inspection was performed. Sewer Department. Several sections of sewer were professionally cleaned as part of an ongoing maintenance program of the sewer system. Metering. As always, the Utility Department works hand in hand with the Utility Billing Department to ensure accurate utility charges. We troubleshoot faulty meters and work very hard to resolve any billing issues that occur. Miscellaneous. Heavy rains caused flooding of the DPW garage, once again causing equipment to be relocated and general cleanup. Heavy rains caused our Church Street pumping station to become backed up, resulting in flooding of the wet well and dry well areas. Several days were needed to clean the affected areas. Hanging wires. In the past month, the Utility Department has received a record number of calls regarding hanging wires throughout the borough. We investigate every one of these calls. The vast majority are abandoned telephone and cable TV drops. Milltown Utility Department is not responsible for the maintenance of these systems owned by very large corporations. Upon responding, we notify the police dispatcher, who in turn notifies the appropriate communications company. It is not the fault of the borough that these issues don't get rectified. We will on occasion remove wires or render them safe if they present a public hazard or block a roadway. We don't believe that your tax dollars should be spent doing the work of large profitable businesses. This month's most popular question: why are these men digging up the pole in front of my house? Verizon owns 66% of the utility poles throughout the borough. They have contracted with a company called Osmos to evaluate the condition of their poles and provide chemical treatment in the form of a rot prevention agent. After the survey is completed, any poles determined to be out of specification in regards to the butt diameter and structure will be either reinforced or replaced. This is a very good thing for our residents and will make our system more reliable in the long run. The remaining poles are owned by either PSE&G or the borough. The utility department is in progress of evaluating our own poles with roughly 50% of the north side of town complete. The utility department has replaced several poles this year where we have encountered problems. A reminder to all residents: if you have a water, sewer, or electric emergency, you can call Milltown Police Dispatch at 732-828-2100, extension 0 for service at any time. For non-emergency situations, like reporting a street light out or leaking fire hydrant, you can call the utility office at 732-828-2100, extension 137. If you have questions about water or electric service or your water or electric bill, please call 732-828-2100, extension 183.
Next, we have a report from Councilwoman Sedgwick.
Along with all regularly scheduled work and curbside pickups, Department of Public Works has the following report. Catch basin cleaning and outfall pipe cleaning has taken place to comply with stormwater regulations. Street sweeping is ongoing. Infill mix was added to Field 1 and 3 at Borough Park. The soccer field at Albert Ave Park was painted for the upcoming season. Pothole repair is ongoing. Catch basins at 35 Albert Ave and Harkins Road were repaired. The Snack Shack 4 at Borough Park was painted. Michelin field trees were pruned and around the playground equipment. Our annual mandated stormwater report has been completed and filed with the DEP. Our annual recycling tonnage report was completed and filed with the DEP. Main Street Firehouse exterior grounds cleanup has begun for the upcoming Memorial Day ceremony. Public work employees have all completed first aid and CPR training. DPW received $20,000 recycling enhancement grant through the county to put up a small building that will house our leaf bags and recycling supplies. Non-metal bulk is the third Wednesday of each month. Please do not put items to the curb until the night before collection. The next concrete collection is scheduled for July 9th through July 13th. Please call the borough at extension 187 to make an appointment. Please check channel 15 or milltownandj.org for DPW updates.
Next, we have a report from Councilwoman Hayes.
The April meeting of the Environmental Commission was postponed. The next meeting will be on May 30th, 2018 at 7:30 p.m. Also, the May meeting of the Zoning Board was canceled. The Green Team met last week. Please visit and follow their new Facebook page, Milltown Green Team. The annual rabies clinic will take place on May 22nd from 6 to 8 p.m. at the Borough Hall. The county hosts multiple rabies clinics throughout the year, so if you are unable or your animal is not due for their shots in May, please see the Borough Clerk's office for a schedule of other clinics. The clinics are free of charge. As the warmer weather approaches, please be mindful of standing water, which can breed mosquitoes. Old tires, flower pots, empty bottles, and buckets are common sources of standing water. Empty, drain, or cover all things that can and may hold standing water. Finally, please be aware that the National Center for Health Statistics, which is part of the CDC Center for Disease Control, is conducting a major health study in Middlesex County. They will be conducting surveys from June to August. They have asked the borough to assure residents that this is a legitimate survey using federal funds, which will have significant impact on health policy. That includes my report.
Next, we have a report from Councilwoman Clark.
Along with the daily operations of deposits, SAC billing, rec and SAC registration forms, purchasing requests, as well as planning for summer programs, the Recreation and SAC departments also have the following. SAC reminders. Summer SAC packets are available online at the Recreation and SAC office. The registration deadline is May 18. You may still register after that deadline, however, a late fee will be assessed. Summer SAC will begin on Monday, July 2nd through August 24th. Recreation. Albert Avenue Summer Recreation is ongoing. The deadline is June 1st. Our half-day summer camp will run July 9th through August 17th, 9 a.m. to 12 noon at Albert Avenue Park. Our theme this year is Embrace What Can Be. We will focus on engaging with each other, including everyone, and being accepting of all. Fundamental 4's T-ball has begun. We want to thank our volunteer coaches and the people behind the scenes that helped got our rec programs up and running. The players had a great time on Saturday at the season startup. Spring soccer games have begun. We encourage parents to come out and support your child's team on the sidelines. Spring child yoga has begun as well. We have a great turnout, but you can still sign your child up if interested. Contact Recreation for information. Thank you for your patience in the hiring process for summer recreation in the Borough pool. Letters of employment will be sent to all applicants by the end of the month. We are very limited on office staff. We still have tickets for both MLB games, Yankees vs. Tampa Bay, which is Old Timers Day, Sunday, June 17th, and Mets vs. LA Dodgers, Sunday, June 24th. Please contact Recreation to reserve your seat. Great dad and grad gifts. Pool badge sales and swim lessons sign-up will begin on Tuesday, May 29th at the Borough Pool. The sales dates are as follows. Tuesday and Thursday, May 29th and 31st from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. New this year, we welcome all parents and guardians of the school-age children to come down to the pool prior to school pickup to get your season pool badge. We will be open for your convenience on Monday, June 4th through Thursday, June 7th from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. for badges and swim lesson sign-up at the pool. The other times to buy pool badges will be posted and announced on the next council meeting on May 21st. We will also send out a constant contact post on Facebook and on the website. Thank you for your patience. The Recreation Committee will meet on Wednesday, May 16th, 2018 at 7 p.m. at Borough Hall.
Next, we have a report from Ms. Haran.
Honorable Mayor, council members, ladies and gentlemen, for the period ending April 30th, 2018, the following amount of interest has been earned on investments. Current fund, $4,222.51. Once the budget is adopted, tax bills will be sent out the middle of June. Please remember the budget amendment and budget adoption are scheduled to be considered at the May 21st council meeting. The tax office main responsibility is the billing and the collecting of the borough's tax levy. The tax levy is primarily determined by county, municipal, and school budgets, and it establishes the local tax rate. The utility department's main responsibility is to bill electric, water, and sewer charges and collect the payments for those charges. As of April 30th, 2018, the cash receipts for the tax and utility department are as follows. Tax, cash receipt of $3,618,832. Electric, cash receipt of $570,289. Water and sewer, cash receipt of $239,053. The delinquency for the tax and utilities departments are as follows. Tax delinquency of $189,390.56. $64,774.74 prior year. Electric prior year and periods 1 and 2 of 2018, delinquency of $67,400. Water and sewer prior year only, period 1, not 30 days past due, delinquency of $30,165. The tax sale law, NJSA 54-5, governs the process in which the borough can collect all the outstanding prior year tax and utility charges. The borough will have a standard tax sale on May 22nd, 2018.
Next, we have a report from the Borough Clerk, Alexis Citro.
Thank you, Mayor. The clerk's office is continuing work with all departments to come into compliance with records retention. The borough has been able to destroy approximately 600 boxes of records that were no longer required to maintain and will continue with this progress. Meetings will begin at the end of May with each department to begin work on the new website designed for each department and to begin work on the rewrite of the municipal code book. Both projects will take time, but regular updates will be given to council as they progress. Thank you, Mayor. This concludes my report.
Next, we have a report from Ms. Snook.
Number 1, resolution authorizing the Borough of Milltown to sign a lease extension with T-Mobile, resolution number 18-147. In 1999, the Borough was asked by a cell phone company called the OmniPoint Communications, which later changed its name to T-Mobile, which is a company from the state of Washington, if they could use space on top of the borough's high water tower on Riders Lane so that they could provide cell phone service and other wireless communications to their customers. T-Mobile promised to pay the borough a monthly fee in order to keep their electronic equipment on top of the water tower, and Milltown agreed. The borough and T-Mobile signed a written contract, which is called a lease agreement, at that time in 1999 to reflect their agreement. The original agreement was able to last for 20 years, until February 2019. In 2001, some small changes were made to the agreement. Those changes were written into an agreement called the First Amendment to Lease Agreement. As mentioned above, the original lease agreement would last until early 2019. Because T-Mobile needs to make sure that it can continue providing cell service and other services to its customers throughout this area, it has recently requested that the Borough of Milltown agree to extend the lease agreement. They have requested the Borough be agreeable to a 5-year extension and also agreeable to 4 5-year extensions. In other words, for potentially another 20 years. As the Borough Attorney, I have reviewed the new contract and agreement proposed by T-Mobile. After making a number of changes to their proposed contract and negotiating back and forth with the attorney who represents T-Mobile, we have come to an agreement as to language and terms to be contained in this new document, which is called the Second Amendment to Lease Agreement. The agreement not only allows 4 5-year extensions, but it also increases the amount of money each year that T-Mobile has to pay the borough in order to rent space on the top of the borough's water tower. Now that the attorneys for the parties have agreed on language that should be in the agreement, the document is now being presented to the Borough Council for consideration tonight. The council can decide whether it is in the best interest of the residents of Milltown to agree to the terms of this proposed new extension to the lease agreement. If so, the council should vote yes to the resolution. If the council does not think it is in the best interests of its residents, it can vote no to the resolution. Number 2, Gaelic communications. This second matter does not appear on the agenda for tonight, but it will be on schedule for next council meeting. Like T-Mobile, another communications company called Wireless Services to its called Gaelic Communications rents borough property so that it can make money providing cellular and other wireless services to its customers. In 2009, the company entered an agreement with the borough where Gaelic could build a cell phone tower on borough property in exchange for paying Milltown a monthly rental fee. The monthly rental fees guaranteed by these lease agreements helps Milltown pay for its bills. Once the parties have reached a written agreement, Gaelic then built a cell phone tower on borough property in the rear of the municipal building at 39 Washington Avenue. Basically, the agreement would last until June 2019. In late 2017, Gaelic requested that the borough be agreeable to additional extensions to the lease agreement. The borough agreed, and in November 2017, the Borough Council passed a resolution for additional extensions of the lease agreement. These additional 5-year terms, meaning that the agreement can be extended up to 15 more years after 2019. Recently, a company named SBA Communications, a company headquartered in Florida, notified the borough that it's going to buy the cell tower from Gaelic Communications, and it wants the borough to agree that it can do so and basically take over the lease agreement from Gaelic, so that it can have the same extended agreement with the borough. I'm bringing this to everyone's attention since I have reviewed a document prepared by the SBA Communications, which they have requested that the borough approve. This document is called the Estoppel Letter. As attorney, I have reviewed the document and made a number of changes, and the attorneys for SBA have agreed to those changes. At the next council meeting, it will be on this for the council to consider whether to agree to it or not.
Next on the agenda is old business. Does anyone on the council have any old business? Seeing none, I will close old business. Next on the agenda is new business. Does anyone on council have any new business?
I spoke with the Green Club advisors from Parkview and Joyce Kilmer schools about an art project for the open space. Both suggested painted tiles. Does the council want to pursue this collaborative effort? Councilwoman Kerber and Councilwoman Mayer will continue pursuing this project for the fall 2018 school year. More details will be available at the later this month or the June council meeting.
Seeing nothing further, I will close new business. Next, we have audience comment. I will open the floor to public comment. The public comment portion of our meeting is to allow the public to bring to the council's attention their concerns or comments. The council will respect the public's time by refraining any comment until the speaker has finished. It should be further noted that the public comment portion of our meeting is not structured as a question and answer session. If a member of the public has questions they seek answers to, an appointment can be made with the appropriate office during regular business hours or with the member of council during their allotted office or meeting hours. Please state your name and address for the record when you come up to the microphone. Please state your name and address.
Like my first time. Russell Einbinder, 220B South Main Street in Milltown. First of all, congratulations, ladies. Wonderful job this evening. I'm sure other people say that. I'm here on behalf of myself and the fellow members of the July 4th committee here in Milltown. You may have noticed, if you read the resolutions you just all approved, and they're going to be further approved by the regular council, we now have officially approved to have the fireworks again in town this year. I want to report two other things. First, we have a new fireworks company this year. I think you will be rather impressed. They are kind of nationally known, very good, amazing company that not only promised to be on time, but we'll have the most amazing show we've had in a few years. So we're all looking forward to that and hope they live up to the hype that I'm expecting them to do. So that's number one. Number two, on behalf of the July 4th committee, I'm proud to announce that we have our Grand Marshal selected. I'm going to put it on Facebook and other places. And that is a wonderful member of our rescue squad, Mr. Michael Smith. You guys can clap anytime you want for Michael because he's awesome. So, okay, there you go. No, really, seriously, Michael is an amazing man. We've had some amazing people. He's just in the line of wonderful people that have given to Milltown and deserve to be recognized. And if you don't know Mike Smith, get to know him. Not only will you learn how to save a life, but you just learn how to be a wonderful person, because that's the highest compliment I can give him. He will give anybody anything, anytime. And there are not that many people in the world that do it as well as Michael. Thank you.
Yes. Please state your name and address for the records.
Josh Schuster, Senior Pastor at the United Methodist Church at Milltown. I just wanted to say thank you to the council men and women for the work that you have done with me in terms of helping with the service day happening on Sunday. And also to put this out for anyone who is watching or listening. At the United Methodist Church on Sunday at 10 a.m., we are having a service day for the town of Milltown. And so it's just going to be about an hour and 15 minutes. We're working with about 10 local businesses where we go in and we just simply help. No other agenda other than simply spreading love, which is simply something that I think that Milltown can use a lot of. And regardless of religious beliefs or whatnot, I think that we can all use a little bit of spreading love. And so I just wanted to put that out there. And we will also, because we're Methodists, have food back at the church after thing is done, because I would not be a good Methodist pastor if we did not do that. So that is this Sunday, from 10 o'clock until about 11:15. So that's that. And thank you again for your help. I greatly appreciate it, and so does the church.
Any other comments? Seeing none, I will close public comment. Next on the agenda is council comments. Does council have any comments? Seeing none, I will close council comments. Next on the agenda is mayor's comments. Would the mayor like to make a comment?
Yes, I would. Thank you. At this time, I would like to thank, I guess it's Mr. Raitt still over at the school, taking care of youth and government, Joyce Kilmer school staff, etc., and the Milltown Board of Education for continuing the youth and government program in Milltown. Every year we go through the same thing. We can never remember when it started. It was a million years ago. I think Methuselah was the mayor back then. Yeah, it's on. I think Methuselah was the mayor back then, and anyhow, he did a nice job when he was a young man. I think these students tonight did a fantastic job, probably as well, if not better, than any other group that we've ever had. I noticed there's a lack of males in the room, but you know what? Maybe it's a good thing. But again, young ladies, you did a tremendous job. Thank you very much for what you've done here this evening. Now, we don't want to send you away without a couple thank yous. The first thank you is for the job, again, that you did here this evening. And we'd like to invite you throughout your life in Milltown. Please do not be afraid to step up and volunteer. There are so many worthwhile organizations and groups in Milltown that are always looking for help. And when you become an old guy like me, you really appreciate when people are young and they can take care of a lot of things. and be very helpful. And the most important thing is that not only will you be able to serve your community, but you will also grow into an adult, and that's very important. Ladies and gentlemen, how about a round of applause for these students? And at this time, I would ask the council members to please present to your stand-in. We have a little something for you, a little certificate of recognition for each of the participants, signed by the mayor and presented by your council representative. So again, thank you so much. On a final note for the students this evening, you spent $5,516,535.06. Not many people can say that they've done that here in Milltown in one day, but you certainly had. So thank you, and the taxpayers will not forget you. Thank you. Take it over, Mayor.
I'm going to ask that Mayor Sieber take over and request the council confirm their actions taken at this meeting by passage of resolutions number 18-151.
Will the clerk please read the resolution by title, please?
Resolution of the Borough Council of the Borough of Milltown approving the actions taken by student representatives during the May 14, 2018 Youth and Government Council meeting.
Okay, you've heard the reading of this resolution. What is your pleasure?
Move that this resolution be adopted.
Second.
I have a motion by Council President Dixon, seconded by Councilman Legati, that the resolution is adopted. Is there any discussion? Will the clerk please call roll?
This is when you want to recuse yourself from that.
Oh, I'm going to recuse myself from this.
Nope, from just the one number. 18.
18, oh, I'm,
142.
yes, I will recuse from 18-151.
142.
No, sorry. 142.
Will the clerk please call roll?
Okay, Council President Dixon?
Aye.
Councilman Farkas?
Aye.
Councilwoman Kerber?
Aye.
Councilman Legati?
Aye.
Councilwoman Mayer?
Aye.
Councilman Revelinsky?
Aye.
Mr. Mayor, we have 6 ayes.
So moved. Okay, it's back to you, Mayor.
All scheduled matters have been completed. What is the pleasure of council?
I make a motion to adjourn.
I second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? So moved.
I'd ask for all those student participants to please stay up here so we can get a group photo.
Up into the middle, pretty please. You guys inside, come up, please. All of you guys inside, too. Everybody up.
Now they want photos.
Anybody want to take a picture?